Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Mecia Simson about The Witcher. Season 2 recently dropped on Netflix. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, what a ride it's been for you. You know, you joined the show. I mean, I feel like it's been nonstop for you, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty mad actually. It's been an amazing experience.
We're gonna get into it, but kind of icebreaker questions. I mean, acting, storytelling. When did that start for you? When did you decide that was something you wanted to do, Mecia?
Yeah, well, I've always been interested in acting. I've always, since a kid, I used to beg my mum to let me go to stage school and all of those things. So I think as I got older, I decided to take myself to drama school when I was like 26, because I was like, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to train for this and, see where it takes me. But yeah, I would say most of my life I've loved film and I've loved storytelling.
It's interesting because sometimes it kind of just happens. It's fun. Or sometimes, you maybe have this idea that you're interested in it and then you're maybe pursuing other kind of paths and then it becomes full circle and you're kind of pulled back in. Like, I feel like that's happening with me. Sometimes it just happens, I feel like, though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
which is interesting as well. So now we established how you got into it. So my next question is for storytelling. What excites you specifically about storytelling these days?
I think for me, it's just being able to get lost in a complete different world,
Yeah.
even if it is a world that's similar to the one that we're in. I think I really enjoy just getting behind different characters and just seeing how different people work and just trying to empathize and understand why people do the things they do and just being able to play with that. I think that's what excites me the most, really, just as escapism.
And a great segue to our next kind of question about The Witcher. I mean, that world is a crazy world with so many amazing characters.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, yeah.
So this is what I'm really interested in when I got this interview confirmed. I mean, The Witcher, it drops on Netflix season 1. It's very popular. People love it because Netflix has that global reach. You join for season 2. What's that mindset like, knowing how big it was for season 1 and it can only get bigger for season 2? But what's going through your mind? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I definitely thought it's crazy, mental. Yeah. But I think for me, the main thing I had to do was just remind myself that I'm here to play a character and just kind of forget about how big the show is. Because I think if I really thought about how big it is and how big the fan base was, then I would probably start to panic. So for me, I had to separate that and just get into the role of Francesca, and that was it.
And it's just crazy how that happens in terms of, you see it on the script and then it transforms and translates into on screen. What was that like, kind of seeing that, going for the script and actually kind of seeing it on screen?
Oh, it's just amazing. Sometimes you'd be on set and you would get to watch a little bit of playback, and it's just crazy because what you see with your eyes is just completely different to what comes across on screen. So that's really interesting to see. And then obviously sometimes you're working with green screen, so you don't actually, you've read what's going to be there, but you don't actually know what's going to be there until you see the final piece. So I find that really interesting.
See, this isn't a green screen behind me. I'm sure you've done interviews where the interviewer has a green screen and a Witcher background. This is an actual backdrop. I move around too much for a green screen. I'll become one with the background. You know what I mean? It's so great to see. What did you know about Francesca? What did you kind of how did you prepare for it? What did you know going into the audition and then preparing for this role?
Yeah. So when I found out that I got the role, I bought the book straight away and I just read through all of them. So I got a lot of information through that. And I had a little cheeky peek on Reddit as well, just because there's already people talking about The Witcher and the characters. I know there's a lot on there, but I think for me, it was nice to see what people's visions were, what they kind of thought of the character too, just to get an all-round kind of idea. And then the scripts again, so I've got and I played the games too, so I've got loads of information. But for me, the thing that I was worried about most was the birthing scene, because I've never given birth before in my life. So that was really, I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? So I literally spent about 2 months watching women give birth on YouTube.
Did you know that was part of it? So that's interesting too. Did you know about certain scenes? Because sometimes they're just like, when you audition, you're given certain lines, they tell you, and then it's a whole different ballgame once you actually like get the part, right? Then you see. Did you know about that scene before signing on?
So I knew about, this is a spoiler, so I hope this is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I put it in the descriptions.
So I knew about the Francesca's baby dying, because that was one of the scenes I had to do in the audition. It was written differently, and we had different character names. So I knew about that. So I was assuming I was going to have to give birth. And then I probably got the scripts maybe a month or two before we started filming. So I got that. So nothing was changed there.
That was the audition. That's interesting. I mean, that's powerful stuff. That there's a lot happening there. So
yeah.
I guess they want to see, they want to just throw you in right away.
They just threw you in the deep end straight away.
What's it like playing Francesca? What's your favorite thing about that character, kind of, and looking at all the reception online? Like, people seem to really like this character and love your performance. You did such an amazing job for season 2. But what's it like playing this character? What'd you like the most about it?
I think what I love about Francesca is that she's just so powerful, and she makes her own decisions, and I love that. It doesn't matter what anyone says to her. It's like she's just a very strong woman, and mostly as well, I just love the costume, her hair. She's very regal, so it was really fun to play.
For sure. But it's interesting too, because like I said, you're in a situation where you joined it for season 2, knowing how crazy season 1 was. So you shouldn't have been as surprised as maybe the people that filmed it season 1, where it was never a show before, so they're kind of not sure. You kind of had an idea. Did it blow your mind though, because it's on Netflix and because it's so global, how quick it was too? Like like, did you anticipate how quick the reception was to everything and your character? Like, that's crazy too, right?
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, obviously, I've got Twitter, and like, you get so many people at you, or they put your name in, so you get a lot of the responses. So I found that crazy, just to see how many people were, interested in my character, and like, just how many people were interested in the show. I mean, I think there was a review that came out that 2.2 billion hours of viewing time. I saw that the other day, and I can't quite believe it. It's again, it's like I've kind of separated myself from that, because it's just like, it's whoa.
Well, binge culture too, because it's kind of 50-50. There's a lot of networks that, still do the a new episode like weekly, but then there's Netflix that just throws it all at you at once, and people go in and watch it right away. And I find it really funny how it's like with a lot of shows, The Witcher, Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, like, people binge it because they're so popular. People watch it right away, and then like it hasn't even been like a week, and like, 1, people want the next season, or 2, everyone has theories, and it's like 2 days after the show is out. Like, that blows my mind.
That blows my mind as well. It really does. It's so fast paced, isn't it?
It's so fast paced, but I feel like it's interesting. But like, everyone says we're in the golden age of content and television, Mecia, and I agree with that, but specifically with Netflix, and this is more of kind of a statement that I want you to kind of comment on rather than a question, but it blows my mind. I think the global access and the fact that Netflix is available in 190 countries is just the thing that makes it the most special and most powerful, to be honest with you. Like, so many people have access to watch your show and see you as Francesca in The Witcher. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing. I mean, I love Netflix. I've always loved Netflix, so it's been an absolute pleasure to work for them.
Absolutely. But is it crazy to see all the different like you have a lot of like, there's like fan art, there's theories, but it's coming off from all over the world, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love that. I love seeing all the fan art. I've seen so many good pictures of Francesca, and like Francesca and Filavandrel together as well. So that's really nice, because I know I saw that they were doing some fan art for the characters in the previous season. So it's nice that now I'm involved in that.
And people always have questions and theories about future things. I mean, is it kind of one of those things where you prepared yourself to be like, you just go with the now, basically. Like, everyone's talking about like future things, but it's just like you just want to focus on now, season 2. Like, that's kind of my mindset as well.
Yeah, you just got to focus on it now, definitely, because it like as you've seen, it goes very quickly. So you just got to enjoy the things that are happening now, and then you can look forward to the future.
Like Cobra Kai on Netflix was one where I interviewed a lot of the cast of that, and it's like one day after season 4 drops, and it's like all these season 5 questions, and it's like, can
straight away, literally straight away, you could just watch it in 8 hours, and that's it. Right, when is season 3? What's next?
There's a few shows like The Witcher. I know a lot of my friends really wanted to kind of enjoy it, and the thing is, it's one of those shows, those shows where you can kind of put on in the background while you're doing some work, and like The Witcher is not one of those shows.
No, you need to sit and concentrate. I mean, because I was so excited and I needed to watch my scenes because it's my first thing. I literally sat there and watched the whole thing back to back all day.
Wow.
I had square eyes. I mean, the show's amazing, but I think next time I probably will space it out. It is nice that you can have it all at once, but I think next time I'll probably watch like 2 a day.
When did you start? Did you do it like in the morning and then? Yeah, okay. Because I'm wondering if it was one of those like, because I remember binging one of the Stranger Things seasons at night where I started at like midnight. And I was up all night, and then it was a Saturday. It was a Friday night, so I just slept in the Saturday. But I remember like starting it at midnight. It was a long night, dude.
It's a lot, isn't it? And then it messes up your whole week. Then your body clock's all over the place. No, I wouldn't recommend it.
But it's pretty crazy too, because I remember just the late night watching of shows, especially with Sunday night shows. And I remember like there was the big shows like on HBO that would drop, like The Sopranos and Game of Thrones. And I remember one of the episodes, like I would have like Monday morning class and everyone's exhausted because people are up like late watching like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know those people. You can see them a mile off.
It's so great to see. What is your, like we talked about Francesca, but like what's your favorite thing in general about being part of The Witcher? Is it just the fact that it's this kind of complex, like escapism world, kind of like we said in the beginning?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, just the scripts, it's just a complete different world. The magic, I love fantasy, so the fact that you really do get lost in it, and it's so different to the what we see every day. I just honestly love all of it. The costumes, filming in the forest, and just like filming with these amazing characters. All of it. And the story, like the scripts are just so great to read, so I really look forward to getting them. Very detailed and very, very good. And
before we wrap up, without kind of spoilers, but when they get to watch season 2 of The Witcher on Netflix, what are you hoping they get out of it, takeaway wise?
I just hope that they really enjoy it, and I hope like for the same reason why I like doing it is I hope that they get some kind of escapism too, and just like can really, really feel like live in this world that they're watching.
Absolutely. Mecia, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. It was great to chat with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, season 2 of The Witcher is available now on Netflix. If they've watched it, what they could do, right? They could watch it again.
Yeah, watch it. I will.
And where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
Yeah, so my social media is my name, so Mecia Simson. You can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and I've got a Facebook page as well. So you might see some pictures on there, some Witcher pictures and updates.
Absolutely. It's cool to be able to kind of, when it's out now, to kind of share like behind the scenes stuff too, right?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I was looking through my the other day, like, right, need to share this.
Is it one of those things too where you're kind of preparing like a backlog of stuff that you're like, what I'm allowed to, like, when it's out, I can put it up?
Yeah, I have a Witcher folder, and it's like it started in February 2020, and I've been holding on to it since then. So it's nice to share it with the world now.
That's so great. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. You're going to be able to catch Mecia Simson in The Witcher playing Francesca. Season 2 is now available on Netflix. Until next time, this is Mecia and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.